SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello and welcome back to Sable. We're out in the world, and I can pretty much go any direction I want at this point, which, oh, apparently I do still have a quest, which will lead me in a direction if I wish to. Well, that's interesting. But, as far as I'm aware, I can pretty much go any direction I want. It's just also I have no idea where I am and what I'm doing. But I guess that's the whole point, isn't it? Kinda. I was going to use this tower to look around, but there's a lot of high, tall structures around that kind of obstruct my vision. So perhaps this isn't a tall enough edifice to get a good look around, it seems. What did this, have to tell me? Burnt Oak Station is where it was recommended that I go by, JD. Who, it occurs to me, her name may be pronounced Jody? I hadn't even thought about it. I'm not sure, but I have no way of finding out. Anyway, northwest, huh? Does my, not that. Right, northwest. So yes, this thingy right here is in fact indicating to me that I should probably go to Burnt Oak Station. Well, as places to start go, it's not terrible, you know? Since I feel like there are certain things I don't understand yet. In fact, that's pretty much most things in the game I don't understand yet. For example, I have the ability to dye my bike red because of that dye I found back in Yabexi Village. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know nothing. So I guess let's just sort of head vaguely northwest and see what comes of that. What is that up there? You think I can get up there? It's a bit of a ways up. But there is a nice slow incline to these ledges right here. Okay, that's clearly a chum. So let's see what I can do. Get off. Get off. Get off. There you go. There you go. Okay. Let's see here. Can I make that climb? I can make this climb. Almost certainly. Let's try this one. This is a bit closer than I was anticipating. Oh. Wait, I now make noises when I'm about to fall a long distance. Are there consequences for doing that now? Because I feel like there weren't consequences for that before. I even tested it. Like I've fallen. Wait a second. There's a thing in there. There's a thing in there. Okay. Well, hang on. I'm climbing right now. But there's a thing in there. I wonder if there's another way to get up here that I'm... Why am I not able to... Okay. I wasn't able to grab it, and then suddenly I was. Maybe if I just walk up to it instead of jumping? I think I have a lot to learn about how this climbing system works still. Okay, well, since that's not working out, let's go inside and see whatever that thing is. Yeah, that thing. We're getting that kind of misty-looking air that has happened during the mask ritual. That might just be because I'm in the shadows, I suppose. No, it's definitely different in here. Something's going on. Chum, sure, hello. Go ahead and take you with. It keeps saying X, and I keep hitting, on my PlayStation controller. That would be the downward button, and that is not what they mean by that. And that's fine. I wonder if... Give me a sec. Let me see if there is a way for me to adjust that. Yeah, there is absolutely not a way to adjust that. So I will just deal with it and learn to get better. Can I even climb this? It seems too tall. I'm pretty sure it's too tall. So let's cease this fruitless endeavor. I don't think I can even get up the initial ledge of that. So maybe that's all there is to it for right now. Is there a way I can climb up the greater slopes from inside here? Absolutely not. Although there is some greenery up there on the ledges, which earlier was used to indicate places I should climb to, but I have no idea how to get to the top of a thing like that. Unless I have to climb the outside of this structure, and then from there I can jump to the center and glide, Huh. Well, it seems like a possibility, but that does seem tricky at the very least. Whoops, 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 whoops. I'm trying to jump off and clamber onto the ledge here. That does work. That does work. Okay. But I feel like I got this high up before. And it was here that I got stuck. Wasn't it? Maybe not. Let's try this out. Well, this seems possibly attainable. No, this is definitely what I did before, huh? Wait, this is working. Wait, it's working. Okay, I'm up. I'm up. I am up. Okay, there's a chum over there for sure. So let's go ahead and get that for sure. Hi. I don't know what your deal is yet, but, you know. Go ahead and go through your life cycle. What good does it do them to stop being worm and become egg instead? I mean, I guess it means I can transport them, but they seem like they can float anyway. So what do they need my help for? I wonder. I do not know. Hey, look, another one. This may mostly be a place of chum. Well, there's a box. Huh. Box. Allow me to examine box. What we got? Sandy dye. The dye bottle for the colors of the Sandy bike. Okay. But I don't know how to do that yet, is what I was saying. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. You gotta find it to be able to interact with it, right? And I found it. I got it. Great. So let's not fall back down the cliff, thank you. And then we'll make our way up here to where another chum awaits. Someday I'll understand what the deal is with you and why you keep turning into eggs that I then carry with me inexplicably. They're huge. The descriptor of them says they're very light, but they're huge, so like how? I don't know. Is there... The dome is hollow there, so there's nothing else to explore there. That's fine. Okay, cool. Well, now I'm up nice and high, so let's get a look around here. What is that over there, do you think? Is that another Cartographer's Guild balloon, maybe? Can't really tell from this distance, and I don't have a way to zoom in, do I? Not really. But that is the direction I want to go over there. I suppose I could mark it and just, you know, try and figure it out later. Aha! I did it. Anything else I want to check out? Lots and lots of rocky pillars here. If I do need to climb all of these and find out what's on top of them, that is going to be a task for the ages, I tell you what. That's probably the little dome I was at earlier, right? I think so. Which means beyond this wall is where I came from, I assume. Okay. So the main thing in eyeshot... Well, that's probably my destination over there. That's probably where I'm going in the long run. We'll drop another one there. Sure. Give me an idea what's going on. Alright. Now, what was the button for calling out to my bike? And apparently there's no restriction on how many times I can re-glide if I'm in the middle of dropping and I let it go. That's good to know. That's handy. I am curious how I make that noise. It doesn't sound like a noise that I'm making with my, you know, mouth alone. It seems like I probably have some sort of a tool that I'm using to make that noise. But maybe Sable's just good at this stuff. And I should stop questioning her. Oops. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Fortunately, Simoon seems very good at writing after that sort of a experience, since it seems like that's going to happen a lot. Okay, that does look like it's probably a cartographer's balloon. It's just docked. Well, that is convenient. Let's see what they've got. Perhaps a map. Come to think on it, I have a map. Maybe I should be using it. How do I look at map? How do I look? Aha! I am well outside the map as I know it. But that makes sense because I only had a map of the Ibexi camp, so, yeah. Let's get up there and see if they've got, you know, something for trade. I do have some, you know, money kicking around. And I don't have much else to use it on at the moment. Fortunately, I don't seem to need to seek sustenance or anything, you know? Eating and drinking seems to be not a thing, which is convenient. Because I suspect that would, make it rather more difficult to just freely explore the world if I had the requirements of my meat body to look after. That didn't work out like I wanted. That didn't work out like I wanted. Maybe we try this again? Maybe we try this again. do think that's where I want to go. Running start, maybe. Yeah, that's done it. That's done it. Okay, good. Making our way up. I was going to say, why would they choose a place like this to dock? Because it's inconvenient for passersby who want to buy their maps. But then again, there don't seem to be a lot of passersby, so I guess that's, you know, really their prerogative. If it's convenient enough for their purposes, then so be it. That's a bit of a tricky thing to traverse, isn't it? It almost seems like they chose this on the basis of not having people stop by. In which case, I wonder if I'm you know, interrupting. Cartographer's balloon. So you say, but, like, can I even make it up there? Oh, it's gonna be close. Oh, it's close. We're good. We're good. We're up. We're up. We're good. 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 Okay. You do have the same map as the other cartographers. That makes sense. I mean, the map, the mask, rather. Mask, you know. Hello. I wonder what those things that rotate around the outside of the mask do, aside from be really distracting to be trying to look through, I would imagine. Hi. I greet the cartographer shyly, a little cowed by how alone we are up here, and how intimate that sometimes feels despite it being so much a part of my gliding. She responds with what sounds like a warm smile. Hello there, glider. Thanks for taking the time to climb all the way up here. Okay, so it's not an unwelcome presence. It's just this is where she do her thing. Cartographer Niaz. Okay. Surveying gets a little lonely sometimes, you know. You know, rather. I tell her I do, given how lonely I can get on the sand sometimes. I hope Simoon doesn't hear. So then, what is it you need? Can I buy a map? Of course! We got the Sansi map and we got the cartographer's badge, a badge traded by cartographers. It's often quite a journey to get to them, but the views are incredible and they are always worth speaking about the local area. Well, that cost $50. Or, you know, 50, what do they call them? I've forgotten what the currency's called. Oh dear. Anyway, Sansi map. A map of the Sansi. We Abexi spend most of our time in these scorching sands. Certain landmarks are familiar, but this map of the Sansi will help for the vast lands between. Made and sold by members of the Cartography Guild. Indeed. Well, give me that. For sure. Why would I need more than one? Cool. And then I guess I'll take a cartographer's badge. Collecting badges seems to be a good thing. Gives me more options down the line, I assume. And I don't think I have anything else I need money for, so yeah. It's a little interesting that cartographer's badges are not so much earned as purchased, but aha! I seem to have nothing left for you. Ha! Cool. Let's get out of here. Thanks, Glider. Goodbye. No, I want to talk to you more. Can I help you, Glider? What's worth a look nearby? I ask if there's anything worth a look nearby. She chuckles to herself. Of course, you don't think I'm standing up here for nothing, do you? Have you been to the Great Wind Tower yet? Get up there and see if... And you can see for ages. And Burnt Oak Station is close by as well. You'll never guess why it's called that. I think about it, but she goes on before I can shout my prediction. I mean, presumably there's a burnt oak, I guess? Do I know about trees? Are oak trees a thing here? I wonder. And if you're a fan of insects, there's a gigantic Hercules beetle nest nearby. You know, rumor has it they can lift 100 times their own body weight. What else we got? What other regions are nearby? I ask which other neat regions are nearby. Glad you asked. Head south if you wish to see the white sands of the Wash. West you'll find Red Sea and its myriad secrets, and to the east are the salt plains of the waste. Can I help you? Salt plains sounds probably desolate. I thank the cartographer for her time. No problem, Glider. Come back whenever you like. Okay, cool. Well, good. What do you mean, wind tower? What was that all about? Do I see anything like that right now? Huh. What is going on over there? That is... What direction is this, even? Kinda... Mostly north, really. Huh. Well, there's some kind of a shippy thing over there. Some manner of shippish thing. I can't tell how far apart these two landmarks are, so let's just mark the ship for now. And that's presumably burnt oak. In fact, that's probably the burnt oak right there. Wind tower. I suppose I have to assume that the shippy-looking thing is the wind tower. Given that those are the only not artifacts, but like interactable... The only things in the area that were mentioned, you know? Guess it makes sense I can't go into the cartographer's balloon. It's a little bit personal, I assume. Alright, cool. Well, let's head towards Burnt Oak for now. Yeah. Towards Burnt Oak for now. I can't... Yeah, okay, I can't. I was wondering if I could call Simoon while I was, gliding like this, but I cannot. Nor can I call her while I'm falling, as it turns out. So we'll wait till we get to the ground. That makes more sense. Does she just instantaneously appear in the area whenever I call her? That is very convenient. Kind of Witcher 3 roach logic going on. Call for the horse, and the horse appeareth. It is a bit of a shame that, so much of my journey seems to involve climbing things when that means very specifically I cannot share the experience with Simoon, which seems to be a whole part of this. But, well, I suppose if she has thoughts on that particular matter, she's probably going to get used to it pretty quickly. Either that or I'm going to figure out ways to increase her capabilities, I suppose. What do you suppose this is? Let's have a look. Some kind of eggy pod things here. No idea what those are. You can hear wind chimes. Seems like... Oh, there's someone in here. They've got like a sheet metal residence of some sort. Doesn't seem particularly comfortable, but, I shouldn't be judgy. Hi. I don't think I'm familiar with that kind of mask. Hello. It is a challenge not to view scrappers through quite a romantic lens. She is a scrapper. As I looked towards my gliding as a child, I pictured myself as a dust-covered traveler, exploring strange forbidden places and finding strange forgotten things. A treasure hunter of old and arcane objects. And though I'm certain the grind of sifting through sand and dirt for useful tools and things left over can wear anyone down, I cannot help but weave some thread of my fantasy into the reality of the work. Crapper Alton. Greetings, glider. Name's Alton. I give a bow and introduce myself as Sable. You find much scrap metal out there, Sable? I haven't. But apparently it's... I mean, it is all over the place, so sure. All the time, I think. Good, good. Alton leans back and looks up at the ceiling thoughtfully. Got a task for you, then, if you're up for it. The hesitation in my voice is a product of a gentle intimidation, but I stand up straight and casual enough to seem like I'm up for anything. Alton seems to believe it enough. I need scrap, Sable, and lots of it. And you out there already, doing basically nothing. Alton chuckles to himself. Apparently he's got opinions about the gliding, which is okay, cool. Shouldn't say it like that. Gliding's odd, huh? You have nothing to do, so you have everything to do. Wonder if anyone's ever spent their gliding just lying around. I guess it's possible. Huh. Seems like a waste, kind of, but I guess if that's what you want to do, I suppose I shouldn't criticize. Might be easier. I don't know if that counts as a gliding. I would die. So we can... Very, relatively positive on the idea, very negative on the idea, kind of skeptical. I wonder if these kind of answers make any particular difference. I don't know if that counts as a gliding, though, since, the whole point seems to be going out and seeing what there is to see. I say with a smirk that I don't imagine that would count as a gliding, but at the same time, I wonder if some people do go out and use the time to simply be with themselves in a safe and reflective space. Would it matter as much what mask we chose if we found our purpose deep within? Oh no, should I be doing that? Alton clears his throat, and I'm grateful to be shaken free. Anyhow, the task. Let's see if you can understand this one, yeah? It's a bit complex. I tell him I'm ready. Go out, find scrap, bring it to me. What sort of scrap? How much you need? Is that all? What sort of scrap? I ask Alton what sort of scrap he'd like. All of it! Big scrap, little scrap, medium-sized scrap. If it's made of metal and it's too busted up for anything else, I want it. Think you can handle that? I tell him I'm happy for any reason to explore, and then I'll return with everything I find. I say goodbye to Alton. Treasure scrappers, view quest log. Okay. View quest log. Alton asked me to bring him any scrap metal I find out in the desert. He'll give me a fair price for it. He didn't actually mention that he would pay me for it, but that's good to know. So bring any scrap metal to Alton at Burnt Oak Station. Okay, got it. Alton barely looks up at me. Got any good scrap? Not yet. Ah, well, sometimes it's like that. If you do see anything, I'll be waiting. I say goodbye to Alton. Okay, so Alton doesn't want to talk about anything but scrap, and I ain't got no scrap, so I guess I'm out of here. I wanted to see if he had any, conversation options or anything like that. It seems the answer is no. Well, fine. I'm not sure I have seen that much scrap metal out there. I hope I didn't lie too horribly to Alton just now, but I guess I'll keep an eye out. Interesting that these things are out in the desert randomly. East of the Dunboyne, southeast to Wind Tower, southwest Chums is scrawled across this sign, west Ecria. Huh. Chums to the southwest, you say? Chums to the southwest, you say? That would be this way? Really? Really now? Well, let's have a quick look. Maybe it's close by. Last time I saw Chum scrawled onto a sign, the Chum was fairly close by. Then again, perhaps the signs pointing out Chums is not so much that there's a Chum there, and more that there's someone who's interested in Chums there? As I head this direction, it doesn't seem like there's much in the way of immediate purchase. If that's the right term for it. I try to keep the view relatively smooth, but going on a hover bike over these dunes, there's only so much I can do about that, I'm afraid. Am I going... Okay, I'm going west now. What is that over there, though? Is this on my map? I bought a map, and then I didn't really look at it. It's probably that thing. Probably what I'm seeing over there. Cartographer's balloon. That gets marked automatically. That's handy. I suppose these must be Chums, yeah? Yeah, presumably. There's a lot of desert out there. How far does the world go? I wonder if it'll expand outward as I go along. Or if this is everything there is to see. Could be this is everything there is to see. It's already pretty substantial, after all. Okay, well... I feel like I'm getting off task, but let's... have a look at whatever that is over there. Just, make use of my tools, after all. There we go. Marker. Great. Okay, Simone, let's check it out. And that does indeed put it on my, my compass. Very useful, that. Very useful. I get the distinct impression that this is not where the Chums marker was trying to lead me to, but maybe I'm wrong about that. It's at least worth having a look. Some kind of glow going on up there. I genuinely don't know what I'm looking at. There's a Chum up there. Can I even climb that? It seems like a long way up. Hang on. This doesn't seem particularly achievable at the moment. Maybe this is something that I'll get better at later on? I didn't get the impression that that's the kind of game this is, you know? It doesn't feel Metroidvania-ish. Can I get onto this ledge and rest? I cannot. But interestingly, failing to move while climbing doesn't seem to drain my stamina too much. Convenient. Huh. I definitely get the impression that I can't get up there just yet. In which case... How do I free the Chum? Or change the Chum? Or... I don't know what I'm doing to the Chums, honestly, when I interact with them and they turn into eggs. I don't know. But there's a Chum here. I can't... Can I, in fact, mark something like that? Is this the archway? Oh, okay, it's that kind of marker. That's the only sort of thing I can add, huh? And I'm guessing that's not something I'm going to learn to do soon. If I'm going to learn anything there. So, for now, let's just check this out and see what we're up against. Maybe there's a tall thing in the area that I can use to glide to the archway. That actually might work, now that I think on it. Okay. Let's make my way up here. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I hope it's safe to interact with, because I'm about to go do that thing. Hey, look, a Chum. Just kind of hanging out in the open. Sure, okay. Come along, friend. Great. Thank you. That little giggly noise they make as they convert into an egg, it reminds me of something. I feel like possibly my apologies. Booze from the Mario series. I think in Mario 64 maybe they made a noise similar to that before they had their established little laugh noise. No, that's not true at all. That's not true because I think that's where their distinctive laugh came from, wasn't it? This is speculation about something entirely unrelated. I feel like I've heard a little giggle like that before in a game somewhere. Is all I'm saying. How does one climb up this? It's way too tall for the likes of me. Well, maybe there's something I don't understand just yet. It occurs to me, since I'm up here, I wonder if I can get Simoon to follow me up here? If I were to call her, can she make it up here? There is a gentle slope here, which it seems like you might be able to traverse on a bike. In which case... What was that Simoon? Where is... That way. Oh yeah, she's coming. But it seems that it's not that easy for her to make her way up to someplace like this. But she's doing her best. Okay, just hang out there, that's fine. Thank you, Simoon. Alright, let's see if I can make my way up the slope with her. Wait a second, there's an inside. There's an inside! Oh-ho! Now what's this? Got some sand collapsing into the place, but something was here once. It's just in bad disrepair. Then again, bad disrepair seems to be kind of how we do things around here. Aha! Chum lair. It's an enormous chum. I guess this is probably where I need to bring those eggs to, huh? Hello, I didn't know you got this big. Hi. How are you? Upon seeing the frankly humongous chum holding up the remains of an ancient stone tower, I nearly jump out of my skin. Before I collect myself, I hear a voice cooing in my head. Queen Chum. Ah, hello, wanderer. Please don't be frightened. The giant chum cocks its head at me and chirps. Are you talking to me? Is this real? Are you talking to me? Or is this real? I assume yes and yes. Who else is there to talk to? But I feel like of the two of these, this seems... Yeah, are you talking to me? I realize as I ask that this question is for my own benefit. I am talking to you as much as I'm able to talk, and you're able to perceive my thoughts. But I assure you, I'm as real as you are. Thank you for answering both the questions without me even asking. Wait a second. Look at the source of her fronds on her head. Do they... Occasionally, as her body pulses, it almost looks like it's transparent. And they go deeper into... I mean, obviously they go deeper into her body, but like it seems almost like she's surrounded by some sort of vaguely translucent gas rather than a body? Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Anyway, real as I am. Yes, hello, sorry, I'm listening. I hear you are carrying some of my children. Who do you hear that from? I can feel the eggs squirming in my satchel at their mention. I relax suddenly, comforted by the absurdity of the situation. Your name is old and vast, like the desert. I mouth the syllables as it chirps silently. Sable. How beautiful. I don't have a name as such, but I am the queen of the Chums. You may call me Queen Chum, or Chum Queen, as you prefer. I bow my head politely. It's an honor to meet you, Queen. How can I be of service to you? I feel like I should just say both of these in succession, but I don't have the option. It's an honor to meet you. The Queen seems surprised by my formality. Oh my, you're such a proper little human. Well, you being here feels very lucky indeed. Perhaps you could help us. Our eggs are scattered throughout the deserts, but they need to be planted somewhere safe. Bring them here, little one. I will be able to give you something for your favor. My answer comes without hesitation. A big yes. I mean, I was carrying them around, and I was wondering where they needed to go. This answers my question, so of course. You're a kind little slug, aren't you? Am I a little slug? Is that an affectionate term? I think I'm going to like you, Sable. To start things off, bring me 5 eggs. I have them with me already. Yeah, I do. Here you go. You seem busy. No, you've been busy. How so many of us together already? Chum novice, deliver your first chum egg. I did it. Excellent work, young Sable. The queen coos at me while her gentle voice resonates in my head. Oh, how fortunate for you to have taken an interest in us. I find myself smiling at this magnanimous compliment. You're a rare specimen in this age. How did you get so big? Hi. What is that? It went into me. That's a good thing. Chum Queen tier. Stamina increased. Oh, well, that's convenient. That's convenient. Well, now you've gotten me all emotional. Lucky for you, the tears of a chum carry great power. But I suggest you keep that information to yourself. I nod solemnly, sparing her any elaboration on her suggestion. The tear feels like a gift. I feel stronger, more resilient. Bring me 15 eggs next. Building a queendom, view quest log. I would like to. I met the queen chum in her lair in Sansi. She said to bring her chum eggs. I should bring 15 chum eggs to the queen chum. How many do I have at the moment? 6. Okay. Was I carrying 11 then? That's a lot. I had a lot. Okay, cool. Well, I should probably not bother her until such time as I have what she requests. Look at that! It's building the load symbol in my stamina meter. That's pretty neat. I like that, actually. And that does explain why there are some things that are outside of my climbing reach, because I can enhance, or the queen can enhance my stamina if I do as she asks. Is that enough, do you think, to get up that archway? Probably not, but let's have a go at it, yeah? Oh, dang. I gotta learn the buttons. I'm sorry, Simoon, I'm working on it. Alright. So let's just see if we can make it up this with my enhanced stamina. It's not that enhanced. So probably not, but I'll try it. I am stuck. I don't have a way to get up this. Okay, cool. That happened when I tried before as well. I don't have a solution for that. I guess we'll deal with that later. Okay, cool. Well, let's get back to where I was, which is not this direction. It's this way. Okay. Wait. Am I currently tracking the... I am, aren't I? I am. We're tracking building a queendom. Okay, well, I want to go to Burnt Oak again, which is where I was before, but I gotta go again. Okay. There we go. Back towards the red. Is the blue just the mark that I put on top of the... It is what I put on top of the queen. Okay, cool. We can go ahead and remove that. Chum lair. And you can see it's the queen. Well, great. Which means that thing that was in the middle of the top of it was probably her rear end, isn't it? Coming down the side of the mountain there. I wonder if I'm able to climb up her rear end at some point. Anyway, we'll probably try that. It may be an insult. I hope not. I hope not. Let's get back to Burnt Oak Station. I didn't actually explore the dang place. Just talked to the scrapper outside and went on my way, so let's actually check it out, yeah? It is a nice, distinctive... Don't lose your bike. When you're not riding it, your hover bike will appear as a blue icon on your compass. I did notice that, but thank you. This is a strange time to be reminding me of that, but hey, you do you, game. I can't make that go away. There we go. It went away on its own. The little whistle sound effect that happens when I switch to strafe mode and back again. I am terribly sorry to do this to you, but I can't not hear them as the whistles from All-Star by Smash Mouth. The first two of them, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you've heard that before, if you haven't, I'm not going to inflict it on you, but it sounds like that. It sounds like that. It's not my fault, it sounds like that. Anyway, there's a chum up there. I don't think I can get that high, but let's see anyway. Given that finding chums is the way to enhance my stamina, it makes sense now that so many of them are in high up places, right? You find more chums, you get more stamina. You find more chums, you get more stamina. It's a It's a self-sustaining cycle. Can I recover my stamina in the crotch of this rock? Rock crotch. That is right. I said it. Okay, good, I can. Because otherwise there's no way I'm making it up there. Let's see if this is enough. I may not be quite resilient enough for this just yet. But gotta try, right? Oh, we're so close. But I need more stamina than this. So I need to find 15 chums before I can get that one. I hear voices. I suppose this is a civilization, so it makes sense there would be voices. I don't know, I just wasn't expecting it. Burnt Oak Station. Here we are. And there's a chum at the gates, so let's go ahead and... I'm terribly sorry I'm inflicting that on you, but I can't help it. Alright. Chum egg, yeah! Great. Thank you. 12! I guess it does have a big counter on my screen keeping track of how many of those I've found. But that is only 7 that I've got total at the moment, because, you know, I already gave the queen 5. Hello! You have the same mask as that individual back at Ibexi camp. Who's kind of a lore keeper, I think they were. I don't know what their actual... That seems... inconvenient. How are you able to see? I guess I have a lot of questions about how any of us are able to see, but... Hello? The guard before me stands tall, her posture shaped by duty, uniform weathered by years. Guard Elizabeth. Hello there, young glider. I'm nearly startled by the force of her greeting, but her voice is comforting somehow, warm and welcoming. I greet her with the accidental enthusiasm of a traveler finding a friend. She smiles behind the mask, I think. Always nice to meet a fellow adventurer, especially now. How are you faring so far? Especially now? Meaning what? The world is big and I feel very small. I never felt more free. I need sleep. At the moment I do feel pretty small. It's very big out there. You say that like it's a bad thing. Isn't it a wonder, the size of it all, that you can spend your whole life wandering and still find more to see? I think about the balled-up fabric and smoothed-out rock that will make my next pillow and many to come. My neck aches faintly at the thought of how many nights I'll spend this way. It's possible I'm romanticizing it a little. You see, I'm getting ready to leave on my second gliding. There's a second gliding? Is that a thing? She reads the confusion in my silence. Did no one tell me of the second gliding? I suppose it isn't a real second gliding, but it's how I'm thinking about it. A chance to see the world again, and how it's changed. I'm an equine guard, you see, or I was an equine guard. As of 3 days ago, I'm officially retired. And you're taking the opportunity to explore the world. Well, that's neat. You should have seen the way the others looked at me. There is a laugh in her voice. All of them were so baffled to see me go, telling me how much I'd missed the big city. A few of them even felt sorry for me, like, what would I do now that my life's purpose is complete? Can you imagine? I tried to, but I can barely muster my view of my purpose's start, let alone its end. I shake my head. I said thank you all for the strange condolences, but tomorrow marks the first time in decades that I'll wake up in the morning and have absolutely no idea what lies ahead, and I've never been more excited. Don't get me wrong, I've loved my work. I even loved the noise and the trouble of Ecria, but I've spent enough of my life standing around looking hard. It's time to explore. Her glee is infectious. I ask where she'd like to go. I'm heading to the Badlands, I think. I want to see the Bridge of the Betrayed. That sounds promising. If you haven't already, you should definitely go and see it yourself. You'll want the northern Badlands, southwest of here. I nod, trying to keep the distractions in mind, and Elizabeth... Is it a long E? It might be. Gives me a little tap. Maybe I'll see you up there. Where did you tap me? Like on the head? I am rather short compared to you. I guess that would have been easy to do. Quest started. A view from the bridge. Elizabeth is gone. Okay. She is vanished. On her way, I guess. Look at that. Oh, is this one of those Hercules beetles? Is that what they said? Hi. Your face is similar. Your mask, rather, is similar to a scrapper, but different. Fewer nodules. Hi. Nomadic merchant Bobby. Glider, welcome. View my wares. I would like to trade with you. Tell me about this camp. Where can I get a merchant's badge? That's a big beetle. That is a big beetle. Tell me about the beetle. He's a big boy, Fred. Don't let his size fool you, though. He's a soppy fella. Loves a snuggle. Won't help you much if a worm attacks, but he can pull through anything. He can pull anything through a Thendrift without any struggle. A worm attacks? There are dangers out there, are there? See you soon. Yeah, immediately. Hello. Tell me about this camp, please. This is one of many beetle tent stations around Midden, named after that big old burnt tree over there. Not sure what species an oak is, mind. We don't have oaks anymore. The name just persisted. Is this Earth? It could be. Huh. There's plenty of characters passing through here. They're all worth a bother if you're on your gliding. Never know what badges and masks you might pick up. Don't be shy. Chat to the tent owners. Interrogate the machinists and any other people you see around. There's also the scrapper's yard just below the big crane over there. There's a lazy scrapper down there who'll make finding scraps worth your time. See you soon. Yeah, right away. Where can I get a merchant's badge? Merchants aren't liable to just give out badges freely. Your best bet there is to head to Ecria. There's a big market in town there worth trying to There's a big market in town there worth trying to Iria's attention if you want to get yourself some merchant's badges. I don't understand the grammar here. I don't know. It might just be a problem with me. Anyway, cool. Be careful how you do it, mind. She's not the friendliest customer. See you soon. I would like to trade with you. Smashing! Have a gander at my goods. Beetle bike booster. Smoke pours out of the many exhausts at the back of this booster. Best to avoid use indoors or near other people. Beetle bike front. Frantic energy runs through the mandible-like features of this bike, never stopping and constantly in motion as if it is looking for something. Beetle bike wings. A part often utilized by beetle enthusiasts, the mandible-like wings flare out with intense tension when riders strafe and curl up tight for tight aerodynamic gliding when driving at high speeds. I see. Scrapper bike engine. Crafted from scrap salvaged from old ships, the wings on the back of this booster flattened to keep the back of the bike balanced. A scrapper bike front. A piece of scrap metal hangs below this module to create a deceptively well-weighted ride. Scrapper bike wings. Heavy metallic wings tuck away when boosting to create an aerodynamic form. Kind of an X-wing thing going on. I see. Huh. Interesting. But they're rather expensive, and I don't have that much money, so maybe now is not the time? Till next time, friend. See you soon. Okay, so Bobby sells bike parts. But I don't even know where I can work on my bike, much less, you know, even use my dye that I've found, for example. Hi. Wow, it's like a beetle horn. That's a neat mask. I like your mask. Hello. I meet Aoife, the innkeeper of the camp. So that's innkeeper mask, is it? Interesting. You have beetle wings that flap. Isn't that incredibly distracting? Huh. What can I do for you? Do you have any tasks that need doing? Before I can even finish the question, Aoife shouts, "Larval husks!" I repeat the words back to her as a clarification. She nods. I need some larval husks. How much do you know about beetles? A little bit. I'm a beetle expert. What is a beetle, really? Well, I don't know if this is the time to wax philosophical necessarily, but let's see what she says about it. Huh, bit of a philosopher. She pauses. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how to answer that. But if you wouldn't mind helping me get some larval husks, the dry shells that growing larvae leave behind, I'd be grateful. The type I'm looking for are Hercules beetles. You won't need to go far, but the nest is guarded by the mother beetle. You're going to have to find a way to get past her. I tell her I'll do my best. Anything else I can help you with? No. Remnants of change. I got it. I did it. Or no, I haven't done it, but I can do it now. Look at this guy. You got some high-riding pants there, friend. And also kind of like a welder's mask. But you don't seem like you feel like talking. It's interesting how a lot of the idle folks around town, you can't just talk to them. Which is fair enough, I suppose. Got any messages? Logging in. Hello, Sable. Unread messages? No! Okay, well, fine. I guess I did just leave town, after all. It's town. Leave the Abexi camp. What was that? It's a bucket. Physics just happened to it. It's probably fine. I'll just put it down here. Hello? Huh. I don't recognize that mask either. But did the goat tender back at Abexi have this kind of a mask? I don't remember. Shepherd Leah, the gift of gab, Dr. 15 NPCs. I'm doing it. Well met, Glider. We had goats in my clan. What's in that glass vial? What's up with the statue? See you around. We had goats in my clan. Ah, so you're familiar with their temperament. I suppose you are Ibexi. Say hello to Umar and JD for me. Umar is the goat herder. And JD is my possible mother? Well met, Glider. So you know my mother, but I'm not, unless she's not my mother. I don't really know how our clan works in that sense, but she was my guardian at the very least, my caretaker, and you knew her, and I don't mention that. Whatever. What's in that glass vial? What glass vial? I don't know. Oh, I made this. It's a color palette for a hover bike inspired by my work as a herder. Here, take some. I insist. I'd be very proud to see you riding a bike with my colors, Sable. Well met, Glider. When did you learn my name, by the way? What's up with the statue? Ah, you may recognize her. Oana. She was a great herder of many creatures. They say she came from the whale and herded the ancestors of the creatures we herd today. We teach that keeping your herd near her statues will keep them together, well-fed and healthy. Will it, actually? I wonder. Okay. See you around then. Great. Oh, this statue. Okay. Oana. Gotcha. You can kind of just hang out in her arms. If you feel like it, I suppose. It's comforting in a way, I suppose. Hello, goat. I still can't interact with goats, though, huh? I guess that's fine. What was the variety of... Yeah, this. Salt Plain Pools dye. The dye bottle for Salt Plain Pools colors. I'm surprised it doesn't mention the shepherd who made it by name, but it doesn't. I guess that's fine. Narrow stalk fig, undoubtedly my favorite fruit. The first thing I would ask for when we pass traveling merchants with the Ibexi. Is it okay that I just took them? Huh. I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. Wrong button. I think that noise means Simoon's like, I can't get there. I'm trying, but oh, never mind, here she is. That's just her response to my call, I think. Okay, cool. But we have other bikes in here. This is presumably that beetle set. I guess. This... I don't know what set this is. But... someone else's bikes. I probably shouldn't mess with them. Hello! The machinist looks me over. You're late. For what? I've never met you in my life. I'm perfectly on time. What if I do come back with that? What are you going to say, exactly? No. I tell them yes. They at least consider it. No, you are late. Perplexed, I wait for them to explain themselves, but they seem to wait for the same. Briefly, I feel a hint of shame as I remember times I have been late amongst the Ibexi, things I have slipped up in doing. But I dismiss my doubts as I recall that I have no idea who this strange machinist is. I ask them. My name is Utari. Of immediate relevance to you is that I am a friend of Cizo. Okay, right. I was advised to come talk to you. I ask then if Cizo alerted them to my impending arrival. Perhaps she looks out for me and sets waypoints and oases along my gliding. A comforting thought. No, it was your hover bike. I heard it for the first time months ago and felt the shape of its voice. Of her voice, sorry. I tell Utari that it was not Simoon they heard, for Cizo and I only built her a few days hence. They wave their hands at me in a hurried dismissal. Did Cizo teach you so little? The voices of our machines are eternal, more ancient even than their forms. I hear them, as I always have, and yours I thought would revisit me sooner, but here we are. Now let us speak of why you have come. Our needs converge atop the wind tower. Tell me more, customized bike, goodbye. I would like to hear more about the wind tower. Something has stopped the tower working. I was hours away from going to see it for myself, but you and Simoon came after all. Go there, mend what is broken or soothe what is hurt, and I will give you what you seek. I ask Utari if they know what I seek. I omit that I might not. A direction. I will be waiting for you. Travel swiftly and safely. I say goodbye to Utari. What an interesting fellow person. Hi. Utari greets me warmly. How may I help? No luck with the tower? I'm sure you'll sort it out soon enough. The task is made for you. Customized bike? Let's have a look, shall we? Okay. Oh, it makes a difference towards my speed, acceleration, and handling. Well, I don't have any other parts. I thought I could maybe dye it. Excuse me. Here. But I can't. Oh, I can. Oh, I can. You just have to select the part, and then you can apply the dye afterward. The ones I got here are very colorful, but I feel like I want to start out with the Ibexi Red, yeah? Under the hood. Customize your hover bike with the machinist. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. There we go. We'll start out as Bexy Red, and we'll diversify from there as we go along, yeah? Yeah. That looks good. Thank you. Is there anything else I should check out around here? Probably, yes. What's going on up here? Almost looks like a giant beetle. Kind of, except I'm sure that beetles tend to have eyebrows that thick. Whoa, okay, hi. Hello? The mask caster sits unmoving, silent. I can't tell if the mask caster is human or something else. I've heard about mask casters in stories about glidings before. Gliders should collect 3 badges of a set and bring them to the caster, from whom the mask shall be cast. I should look for some more badges. I leave the mask caster. Okay. So, eventually, when I decide to... No, that's not true. I think I get the badges, I get the masks, and then eventually I make a choice as to what I want to do with myself from here on out, but presumably I need to have the mask of whatever it is that I wish to do, at the very least. But gathering more masks seems to be just generally good, I would think. I would think. See as much as you can and try as much as you can, that sort of a principle, you know? Seems solid anyway. Is there anyone else I can speak to around here? Spoke to the shepherd. Might be able to climb up on top of this rock. Now that I have the boosted stamina, you know? I can indeed. It didn't do me any good, but I'm up here now. Well, let's see. That must be... This is the oak then, huh? The burnt oak? It doesn't look particularly burnt, but... I guess the black curling smoke from the fireplace is an indication of where there's civilization nearby. I suppose this thing around it is for cooking. Hadn't really given it a proper look before. I wonder what these holsters are designed to hold exactly. I still don't know what we eat and drink, you know? Which probably, it seems like it's probably relevant to that sort of thing. Let me have a look at the oak and see if I can climb it a little bit. Who knows, maybe there's, Chums up there or something, I don't know. At the very least, I should be able to get a good view of, the station and see if there's any place I haven't been that I should, you know? Sable seems to have a little difficulty with sloped surfaces and the climbing thereof. Kind of belly flopping her way up, which I guess is fine. Okay, this seems good. Get up here. That seems possibly too tall for me. Let's try it this way. I should be able to get up there. Like basically doing pull-ups with my whole body. I guess there's no other way to do pull-ups but with your whole body, but you know, just flopping my way up the surface of this tree. Very efficient. I think I want to go this way. Get the best view of the station. If I can even look down on it very well from up here, I don't know. I'll try. Okay, I'm up here now. There don't seem to be any chums in the area, so let's just look down there. Let's see. So we got the shepherd. We got the mask caster. Crane next to the... Oh, that's not the shepherd. That's the scrapper down there. That's where the crane is there. Then... that main thing there, that'll be the inn. Below me, that's the machinist. The shepherd's in the station over there. I feel like I've spoken to everybody who is present. Oh, there is a chum over there. I can probably glide there from here. Is there I'm curious about anything on top of the crane, but I feel like if there was a chum, I would be able to see it from here. In any case, oh boy. I keep meaning to jump off of things, and instead I just fall off of them. Apparently that's just how I do things. Not well. Great. Chum egg obtained. Obtained. Achieved. The words got combined in my brain, and this is where we wound up. Alright, cool. Well, good. Feel good about that. It does not seem there's anyone else I can probably talk to around here. The merchant sells a couple of varieties of bike structures. I can't look at their stats unless I buy them, though, I assume. Because I have to take them to a machinist to be able to tell such things. Whoa! Why did I get so much air there? I guess I jumped off of a slanted surface. Maybe you get kind of flung in the direction that the slant is going if you jump off such a surface. Maybe. Okay, cool. Well, in any case, I made it to Burnt Oak Station, and now I have a task, and I need to go to the wind tower. Which, let's see, a stubborn snag. That's the next thing I'm supposed to be doing. Right, that's Utari's task for me, which is that way. Apparently that's the wind tower there? Not the ship I was looking at before. But that's the cartographer. So maybe... Is that the cartographer that I visited earlier? What direction are we looking? Southeast? Southeast. Huh. I guess it's probably down there. Never mind, I'm here. That is the cartographer I saw earlier, yes. I was still focusing on the Chum lair. That's not helpful. That's where I'm going. Huh. Yeah, I didn't even get a look at that place. On the far side of the Ibex camp. Alright, well that's a ways away. That's what that is. Maybe I should check out the ship over here first, because I am curious about it, and it is way more local, but... Yeah, alright. I guess I have some tasks laid out in front of me, but I guess I should stop for now? I feel like this is going to be an undertaking, seeing the entire world and doing all there is to do out here. I don't know if I'm going to find all the chums? It seems like that might be very difficult. It feels like kind of trying to get every single, Korok, for example. Perhaps a little bit more of an undertaking than the average person is going to, you know, want to do. But, well, we'll deal with that when we come to it. For now, we'll leave off here. Thank you for watching. Next time, I guess I'll check out that ship to the east and sort of work my way down towards this, I've immediately forgotten what it's called. The Sky Tower, was it? I gotta go check it out. Make it spin again or something. It sounded like it needs to spin. So I'm assuming it's a windmill. I could be wrong. I don't know what it is. I gotta go there. I'll go there later. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.